Alright, I'm a wolf boy. Are you happy? Anyways, today on a special Halloween episode of Ylisse's game design tips, we're gonna run down some quick, tips to make your horror games just a little more spooky. Starting off with lighting. A lot of indie developers think that the less light you have, the better. Sometimes to the point where their games are pitch black. That's not true. You want to use lighting to hide things or create a lot of dark areas, but there should always be enough light for players to see where they need to go, as well as guide them. Even horror games use light as a tool to guide players. Agency. Agency is what a player can do in any given situation. If you're planning on putting the player in a situation they can't influence, like you want a monster to catch them, or you want them to hide from something, or some other scripted event, you should still let the player actually do things. Let them run away, let them try to save themselves, let them try to fight off the monster only to realize that it's fruitless. The fact that nothing they do can help them out of their situation is actually scarier than not being able to do anything in the first place. Okay, this is a big one. It's tension. You can't just throw jump scares at your players. I don't know what it is nowadays, but it seems like there's always just jump scares one after another in a lot of horror games. And jump scares can be effective, but it's all about how you use them. You need suspense, you need tension. The player needs to already be scared before you throw a jump scare at them. Otherwise, you're just startling them, and eventually the player will stop being startled once they start to expect jump scares. Now, there are a lot of games where most of the horror does come from the fear of getting jump scared. Think Five Nights at Freddy's. However, what a lot of people fail to realize is that the environment that the jump scares take place is already scary. By having them be in some dark, dingy security office, they're already expecting to be scared, which makes them scared before you jump scare them. It's the same thing. And finally, monsters. For the love of God, please stop showing your monsters right away. Back on the jump scare point, the more you show your monster, the more time you give your player to get used to it and stop being afraid of it. Use your monster sparingly. Hide it a little bit in the dark. Don't bring it out into the light. Give the player long stretches of time between encounters instead of just having it be a constant thing. I'm sure you've heard the expression, everything in moderation. The way you use your monster is no different. Think Mr. X in Resident Evil 2. Sure, he's a constant threat and is always there, but for some reason you always get away from him. That's planned. The game designers are purposely giving the player chances to not see Mr. X, so that way when they do, the impact of seeing him is all the more scary. Alright, this has been Wolfboy Ylisse. Whether you're going trick-or-treating, going to a party, or just staying home, stay safe. And happy Halloween, everybody.